The diamond model is a systematic method to analyze events in a repeatable way so that the threat can be organized, tracked, sorted, and countered. The diamond model is essentially a framework by which a SOC team can organize and verify advanced persistent threats, and then use that knowledge to thwart malicious adversaries. Shown on the right-hand side, we have a visual representation of the diamond model. The diamond model has a set of points called nodes, and those nodes are used to model an intrusion. The nodes include adversary, capability, infrastructure, and victim. In essence, an adversary uses a capability over an infrastructure to attack a victim, and we will discuss each one of these points in a little more detail. The adversary is an entity responsible for conducting an intrusion. In the diamond model, an intrusion is any malicious activity. The adversary may be further refined into adversary operator, which is the person conducting the intrusion. And then there's the adversary customer, which is an entity that benefits from the intrusion. These two individuals may be unique, or they could be the same person, and on some occasions, it may be that the customer employs an operator, or many operators, and manages their activities. An individual may wish to provide an effect or in some way benefit from an intrusion event, but does not possess the technical skill to conduct the actual operation. Therefore, acting as the adversary customer, they hire someone who is capable of carrying out the act. Next, we have capability, and this is a tool or technique that the adversary may use in an event. A capability may include tools such as an exploit or a technique such as password guessing. A capability has a capacity, which is the set of vulnerabilities that the capacity can exercise. The adversary arsenal is the complete set of adversaries' capabilities. And the capability can range from a handful of very simple tools such as script kiddie tools, or a full modular suite of tools such as Metasploit framework, or even custom-built, very sophisticated attacks and implants used by advanced hacking groups and nation-states. Infrastructure is the physical or logical communications nodes that the adversary uses to establish and maintain command and control over their capabilities. The most common infrastructure includes the Internet, but other nodes such as USB sticks can also be used. Infrastructure is broken into three components. Type 1 infrastructure is owned by the adversary, they own it and they have control over it. Type 2 infrastructure is co-opted by the adversary, but is owned by a third party that may or may not know the adversary is using the infrastructure. Type 2 infrastructure is used to obfuscate the true identity of the adversary. In a scenario such as this, an attacker gains access to a target solely for the purpose of hopping through during an attack. If the attack is discovered, then to the target, it may appear as if the attack came from the intermediary hop. This methodology hides the attacker's true identity. And also we have service providers, which are entities that provide Type 1 and Type 2 infrastructure, and include entities such as the Internet service providers. The victim is obviously the target of the adversary. As a SOC analyst, the victim is your customer. You are watching over the victim's network to identify the adversary. The victim can be broken into victim persona, which is the group of people or organization being attacked, and we have the victim asset, which is the physical or logical target of the attack, such as a server or an email account. The diamond model cautions security analysts, though, to be aware that a victim asset may be targeted in one event, but used as infrastructure in subsequent events. A vulnerability or exposure is something that an adversary uses a capability to attack. The set of these vulnerabilities and exposures is called the victim susceptibilities. Overall, the diamond model is used to string together nodes that are common to show associations between different incidents, and multiple diamonds can be linked together that may show similar techniques, even though some points of the diamond may differ. This allows an analyst to then begin to build a portfolio about this adversary, and that portfolio will help in connecting further attacks in the future. We also have some additional meta features that exist within the diamond model. They are timestamps, which relate to the event occurred, and this includes start and stop time. Phase is a group of events similar to the phases of a kill chain. The diamond model, though, does not assume that there will always be 7 phases to an attack, and leaves it up to the intrusion analyst to determine what phases an adversary is using. Result is the post-condition of the adversary's operation. This may not always be known, but can be modeled by selecting success, failure, or unknown. Direction denotes where the event's action started from. Typically, this is the adversary to victim or victim to adversary, with the infrastructure being the intermediary in either case. Methodology is a generic class of activity that the adversary used, such as maybe a distributed denial of service or spear phishing attacks. And finally, we have resources, and these are any external resource used by the adversary. Some examples could be software, hardware, or even monetary resources.